So, start with the mission statement as always. So, mission here is to create the greatest group of professional traders compiled in the world. We work tirelessly every day to improve our individual selves, push each other to get the most out of one another. Kind of screwed that sentence up. With each individual's personal accountability, 100% effort, and consistent actions towards focusing on our controllables, we will each reach our full potential individually and as a family. I, Stefanos, pledge to be the best version of myself today, to do whatever it takes to be the greatest trader that I can be, and to be the most self-disciplined person that I know. I will do the things I have to do today, regardless of how I feel, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. I will control what I can control and not worry about anything else. Reminders, we do not overtrade, we do not over risk. You don't need to catch a trade today. You would like to. Let's see if we get our setup, and if we don't, we're not going to trade. But if we do, you got to commit to it. You got to be able to execute on that trade. 1 to 2 trade ideas per day, 3 if you get the perfect setup. These are the kind of days where you may end up getting 3 trades, as we have ADP. We got FOMC later on, so it might equal to 3 complete trades, but we'll see. If it gives us what we want to see, we'll take it. Capital preservation over capital appreciation. Right, so protect what you've made in the past. Focus on that risk management. Keep your trading plan in front of you at all times. Make smart decisions. We're also system oriented. Now, how much money can I make on this? Have a sense of urgency today, right? Speed. Whenever you're doing things, whenever you're completing that daily must list, focus on speed. Can I beat my time from yesterday as far as was I able to get my daily must list done by 3 p.m. today? Or yesterday. Now let me go for 2:30, something like that, right? So also, most importantly, eliminate excuses and any victim mindset. Full accountability for your actions, right? Nothing's happening to you, everything is happening for you. All right, so looking at the economic calendar over here, we had CPI flash estimate come out less than previous over here, right, for the Eurozone. So now also core CPI did rise just a little bit, but that's okay. Unemployment claims did, or the unemployment rate did rise as well, which is not good either. That's a big number right there. Not that much bigger than previous or expected, but at the same time, like the fact that unemployment rate rose by 0.1% is obviously a big deal. Also, we have OPEC meetings today, so that'll be big for oil. You have ADP coming out at 8:15, so that's what we're going to be focusing on this morning and seeing if we could grab a move on gold or US 30. Later on in the morning, we got ISM manufacturing PMI, George job openings, which is obviously going to lend a hand to some volume and give us possibly some good setups that we could take. But also keep in mind, like, even though these things are coming out right now, the main focus is FOMC, right? And the market should start to move after this afternoon. Once this afternoon comes out, you may get some nice pushes. Moving into tomorrow, you got Bank of England. Then you also have the the Bank of Europe. So they're going to be.
Can you maybe refer her to physio, because she's saying when she tried to join a gym, they said they only like swimming or only dancing. Dancing, obviously, she can't do.
Serge, are you talking to me? Yeah, I'll put you on mute. All right. So anyway, we got unemployment claims as well coming out later on this week and obviously tomorrow. So that's where all the markets are really gonna start to move. Now, again, we could definitely get a move this morning, right? We could definitely get some volume this morning, and that's what I'm looking to take. Like today, like I said, this was the day I was really planning on starting to trade my week. Yesterday I was able to grab a trade on GJ because it was a great setup, and I took it through the through the market close and into Asian session, and then I ended up getting stopped at break even, but grabbed 35 pips on it. But other than that, I haven't traded anything just yet, and now I'm focusing on this and really growing my account from Wednesday on to Friday. So that is the economic calendar. Let's get into the monthly over here. So obviously today is also the first day of the month. So, February, first best month of the year, in my opinion. But anyway, you got a nice, strong, bullish close over here on GJ last month, right? We ended up bouncing off this area over here, bouncing off that 156 zone over here, and now closing a strong bullish candle. This candle, though, has created that top wick already. No bottom wick right now. It's starting to push. It's flipped bearish already, and it's starting to push down. We are in a bearish trend over here, right? This could just be that retracement, and now we're just going to continue down, filling that wick, and continuing down this way. But we'll see, right? As people start to pour their money into the Japanese yen, that could very well start to happen. Looking at the weekly, now we're starting to see a nice lower high being formed over here, somewhere in this area over here. Price is holding that resistance, starting to push down over here. Strong bullish candle, close, engulfing, bouncing off that area as we predicted would possibly happen, coming up into this area, right? And then now we get that weak bearish candle, weak bullish candle. This candle respects the high of it and is now flipping bearish, right? So after this move over here, this could just be that pullback for price to now continue right back down, retesting that low and continuing down from there. Starting to head into the 2023 recession, you can definitely start to see that happening. More and more money, or more and more people are going to start to pour their money into the Japanese yen. Now we're just going to adjust that nice and simple, right? We've had that double top over here in a way, lower high, and now this current daily candle created that top wick. It's now flipping bearish, breaking through, breaking through 160 over here and possibly continuing down maybe into some of these areas over here. We'll mark it off on the lower time frame, but that was a nice strong daily candle close yesterday. This candle already created that top wick, already flipped bearish, and now we're continuing down. Looking at the 4 hour looks great as well, right? But now we're starting to approach this support right here. This is what we had marked off in the past here. So we were holding support right there, held support right there, a nice bounce, held over here, right? Retested that high, but now we're starting to exhaust. And we're starting to exhaust right in this area, right? So we're holding that lower high right now. You're kind of getting like a nice like bearish trend right over here. Price is respecting it. Got that nice bearish close. Top wick formed already on this 4 hour candle, passing the low of the previous candle and possibly continuing down over here. So far, what we have is a clean move on the 4 hour all the way into 158 or 157, 800, somewhere in this area. Now looking at the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour is really just ranging in here on the higher time frames, but it's a clean range, right? You got clean candles pushing up, pushing down. These are the ranges that we talk about being able to trade in, right? Where you got clean candles, you get the bounce off that resistance, and price continues right back down. Whoever was trading in London this morning, right, could have grabbed the same trade that I took last night over here with my stop loss up here, took it all the way back down to this area. Right, so you guys could have played the same exact thing right here, respecting that trend line. And this is that close we talk about, right? Where you get that bullish candle close, rejecting that area for the first time. Then you get that top wick formed, flip bearish, close bearish, and pass the low of the previous candle right there. Right, so that's your hint that you could place your stop loss maybe somewhere up there. Or you could take this after that candle created that top wick, pass low of the previous candle, maybe place it a little bit tighter somewhere around there, right? And then take this all the way down. That's how you play. These are the ranges that you guys can play in, okay? Looking at the 30-minute now. 30-minute gave you a little bit of a fake out. That's beautiful. Look at these candles. Tanked all the way back down to that support right there. Now, what I want to do is adjust this just a little bit. We obviously have this area right there that price is held to support. Now we have this support right over here that price has been holding, right? You can also drag that to the left right over there, right? Price is now breaking below that area, creating that lower high, beautiful lower high. This candle passed the low and it's just tanking over here. Now the 15-minute just closed and the 15-minute just closed below that area. So your question is, what do you want to do? First of all, you have ADP coming out in an hour, right? And you're going to get plenty of volume from that. I'm not saying not to trade, but like maybe you wait for your first trade. Like I said, you got 2, maybe 3 opportunities to take a trade today. So do you take one during pre-New York, or do you wait for maybe two during New York, and then you got what's it called, ISM? What is it, services or manufacturing? Just double check. We got manufacturing coming out later on. Joel's job openings at 10 a.m. with that volume. So you grab this volume, and then maybe you take an FOMC trade. That's 3 trades for you, right? But again, let's see what we end up getting over here. Let's see if we get some kind of a retest or resistance formed. First, we got to check this volume or this range. Only got about 15 pips. So is that big enough for you to take? Now, you could arguably hold down to this area, and that'll be about 32 pips, which is definitely enough. It all depends for me on the setup that we get right over here. If we get some kind of a resistance formed right there, I could possibly take it. We'll see what we get, but let's go to the higher time frames again. Yeah, the 4 hours looking really good, right? We already created that top wick, passed it over the previous candle, but this is a very strong demand zone right in here. How many times have we really just shot into that area and then just shot up, right? So just be careful of that. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think we actually continue down from here. Being that we have these lower highs over here, you're starting to see, and then also what happened over here to the left. This whole move. Right in this area specifically, we just shot down. Right in this area specifically, we just shot down. Right, so we could do the same thing potentially right here on a high volume day. You could get a really strong 4-hour candle close, and not to mention this candle right here, right, is below 160. And what did we do the last time we created a top wick right in that same exact area and then flip bearish? We tanked here, right? So can you grab something like that? It's not definitely going to happen, but there's a good case for it doing so. So right over here, 30-minute is going to be closing in the next 12 minutes. 15-minute over here, creating that top wick. Only problem is like where you're going to put your stop loss, because this could easily be a fake out, as we've kind of faked out over here and pushed into this level. But we actually got that close below this time, right? We didn't get that over here. So this could definitely continue bearish over here. You just got to be careful. We got this lower high over here. Got this range. Let's see if we respect that area. I'm really looking at potentially. I'm honestly going to wait on the 30-minute. I'm going to take this on the 30-minute. If the 30-minute can close below, which I really think it will, I want to see like a top wick or a strong resistance formed right there. And then that tells us we're going to continue right down. The only problem is, again, you're sitting in this 15-minute range where we could easily reject at any point. But I do think price will at least come into this area. Price could very well push into here as well. Got that previous support as well to the left. Clean moves, clean candles. We could very well get that. But again, keep an eye on that 4-hour and what happened the last time. Well, not the last time, but one of the last times we did the same exact thing right there. Top wick formed in the same exact area and then flipped. Can we get something very similar? Again, you got something similar there. Make sense?
Yeah.
So GJ looks good so far. Before we get into gold, Sharjeel, let's go over what you were doing over here. So let's see. Do I have the group Trello? I don't. Okay. What's up, Jamie? We got Dylan. What's up, guys?
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning,
How are you?
everyone.
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm going to have a short day with you today because we're literally starting in 25 minutes. So,
Okay. Oh, with work?
putting over another big site.
How's it been? It's been crazy.
It's been crazy. So, once we get through the integration phase of this whole project, then things should calm down. It's just, trying to hit these milestones with these VPs asking for these unrealistic deadlines. And, it's crazy. But,
Yeah.
it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I know it is. So I'm not worried about it.
Okay. I know, man. Keep that optimism, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So looking at GJ, this is how Sharjeel had it marked off. Sharjeel, you don't ever scale it I noticed that with your charts, and you know, do not change for me. If this is what you're comfortable with, you can. But the candles are always like so tight on your charts. I noticed it's easy for
Yeah,
you to read.
I think I only scale it on the lower time frames.
Okay, but like the higher time frames doesn't matter to you.
I think because I was taking screenshots, they were just presented like that, so I just put them in the middle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, normally when I go back up to the higher time frame, I'll just scale that real quick and then
Yeah.
I'll keep scaling it again. But again, don't change for me. All right. So the 4 hour over here, you obviously got a strong bullish candle close, top bottom wick form, healthy bottom wick past the high of that candle. Now for me over here, you know, it looks like you may be buying the high, like that would have been maybe a good opportunity on the 4 hour, right? And then you also have this range that you have you ended up entering before it passed the high of that, but let's see what it looks like. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Like, into the trade, like I wrote it in the description as well. Like, I bought the high. I should have waited for a support to form. Or yeah,
Beautiful. I'm glad you already saw that. Yeah, I would. This is where my zone would be. Oh, that's not gonna help you.
I think there was a resistance toward the left, so that's why I put my zone up there.
Yeah, understandable. Understandable. But also, you know, you have this resistance over here that price has rejected multiple times. And then you got all these wicks over here that we rejected a few times. And then this candle, no bottom wick past the high, right? And then just shot up. And that's where you ended up entering over there. With this price action right there, I'm expecting some kind of a pullback unless, you know, before we continue right back up. Let's see okay, so that's the 1 hour. Great job with all the screenshots. Yeah, see, price ended up pulling back here. Yeah, kind of that's that pullback, right? Especially with these wicks. I want you to pay attention to these, write it in the description, whatever you got to do. But these candles, the way they're forming right there, right? At some point, you're going to expect some kind of a pullback as you're getting right there before price continues right back up. That's where a lot of people get trapped up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely would have put my resistance right over there. I know you have a couple rejections over there to the left, but this is the main one right here that price has been rejecting on those lower time frames.
Yeah.
But and now you manage doesn't show where you
Is the next one? Is that one there? Close the full thing.
where? Right here?
Just the next one. Yeah, that one. I closed because my stop loss was below the wick, and I moved it all the way up to the hourly candle. So I said to myself, if this hourly candle flips, the trade won't be really valid anymore, and then it just took it out from there.
Oh, you're okay. So the stop loss was down here.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, I like it. It's another way to manage risk.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, that was, you know, again, it's during pre-New York it's during pre-New York, right? Or is that during London? That's during London. Yeah. This is where my zone would have been right there, and then you faked it out. Hard to kind of execute on that fake out. I mean, maybe if you wanted to take this, like being that we're in that downtrend right here. Yeah, something like this. Let them in. Tiger, Keong, Sammy came in. What's up, buddy?
All good, bro. How are you?
Doing great, man. Yeah, I would say like after that close, after this close right here, I'm not saying that price is gonna fake out definitely over there, but I think that, you know, in this bearish trend, if this candle creates that top wick and passes the low of the previous candle, price could continue down. That would be a higher risk, higher reward kind of a sell. But the better one would have been probably after that 1 hour candle close like this. And that's that candle that I always talk about that I like. I think we were pointing this out yesterday. When a candle passes the high of that candle, flips bearish, closes a strong bearish, and then also passes the low of the previous candle. After this price action that we got yesterday, the trade that Tiger and I took, this would have been very acceptable. And again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but this is the type of range that you can trade in. This is beautiful. Price is sideways, but these candles are all so clean. Right? That's what you want to trade in if you're going to trade in the range. But right now, 30-minute, 15-minute div flip bearish and pass the low. But again, this range is very small. You have this wick rejection over here. It's only 15 pips right here. Right? So what I would want to do is just really wait for the 30-minute. Plus, I got ADP coming out in a little bit at 8:15. Right? So I'm not trying to force any kind of trades here. This would have been possibly a nice trade. Right? More of an experience trade, being that the range is so tight. But understanding this move right here, right? The small pullback, and then you get that candle, top wick form, pass below that candle. High risk trade, but I could see that playing out, holding that resistance, especially with these wicks. So that's GJ. I'm just gonna wait 3 minutes for that 30-minute to close. Just so you could get like a tighter stop loss, right? But honestly, what I could see here is I don't think I want to take a trade before ADP comes out. Just because it could really spike us in any direction. I think we made that mistake a few weeks ago. I forget what new data came out, but we just kind of it was a different pair. It was like a US data point that was coming out, and we ended up taking a trade on GJ and entering before the news came out, thinking that we would just be able to catch that volume, and price still pulled back because of the yen and took us out before going in our direction. So it's just not worth doing that. But what I can see is if you guys are comfortable setting a wider stop, waiting for this top wick rejection, waiting for a price to hold that resistance over there, putting your stop loss up here so that you could catch this entire range right there. That's something I could see. I'm kind of like live back testing that, but right now I'm just gonna wait for my proper setup and take it down that way. All right. 15-minute created that top wick past the low, but it's just teetering around here. It's going to close in 2 minutes too. So looking at gold now. Gold again, ADP's coming out. We'll see what kind of data we get. If we look at hold on. Here we go. If we look at what we're expecting over here, you're expecting a lot less in employment change over here. The last time we got this, right, we had 235 compared to 152 expected, and that was bigger than previous over here. So you saw a nice move on gold where price just kind of tanked a little bit. You saw the short-term strength on the dollar. So what are we getting over here? So if we could get the same thing, right, where it's even more than previous, right, but also much more than expected, you could possibly see the same thing on gold where we get that further retracement back down, right? But let's see what we end up getting over here with today. But they're expecting a lot less. It could go the opposite way as well. Gold could continue up with a possibly hawkish Fed. But right now, again, the monthly candle ended up closing extremely bullish, but we did reject the candle bodies over here to the left. So this was our resistance here, at least on the monthly, and we ended up closing below that area for the month. We never closed up here where we ended up pushing into. We closed below. But looking at the weekly, now we could get a little bit more serious with some of these zones. You do have a strong level right there. Previous resistance. You have that wick resistance over here to the left as well. These candles are pretty weak. These candles are getting a lot weaker. You got strong candles right here, much weaker, a lot weaker, but higher lows, higher highs still being created. This candle pushes all the way back down into that key area we talked about yesterday, and now flip bullish over here to possibly continue up, right? So are we going to hold 1920 as a support in here and continue to drive up from there, filling that wick and continuing up? Or are we just going to stall somewhere in here and then continue back down and get an even deeper pullback? Really depends on data this week. Looking at the daily ended up closing really nice. So this leads me to believe that we're at least going to retest this high, right? There's a strong possibility of that. Now, that's that perfect key area we ended up bouncing off of. Doesn't have to be perfect. But let's We can keep that there. That's our next target. But we also have this high that we've created. Oh, it's 7:31. Let me go back to GJ real quick so we don't miss this. All right. 30-minute did close. Close a very strong candle right there, right? So right now we're pulling back. Let's see what this candle ends up doing. Do we, hold a proper resistance right over here? Remember, these 30-minute candles over here, once we pushed into this area, never closed below the support. This one finally did. So that increases our chances of price continuing down and giving us an impulse move, just like we got here. This is our short-term pullback, and now we continue this move all the way back down. And remember what I said about that 4-hour, kind of mirroring that 4-hour candle continuing down. So let's see what we end up getting. Let's wait for that pullback. And much, the more it pulls back, and then also here's another hint. This candle closes a lot weaker than this one, right? This one hasn't passed the low of that candle yet. So the further this pulls back without breaking into, above 159,900, the better off we are, where price could then continue right back down. So let's see if we hold that resistance. I'm going to put an alert here right back inside that resistance. Right. And then I'll also put an alert below this area. Like I said, I don't think, it's 7:32 right now. I don't think I'm going to try to jump into a trade before news comes out at 8:15. I may just watch this end up playing out. But if we could get a nice resistance hold here before at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. and then 8:15, you get a nice solid bearish close, and then we can continue this down. Depending on the setup, I think we could take that, but just be cautious. Make sure you have a proper stop loss and all that good stuff. But anyway, back to gold here. Again, the daily, that is a huge liquidity grab. How many times have we seen this on gold? Right here. Give me this all day long, right? This candle also creating that bottom wick. Past the high of that candle already. It's just retracing right now, waiting for some ADP data. But the chances of this retesting that high are extremely high. Extremely high. From here to here, you got 158 pips, 160 pips, right? And then possibly continuing up from there. Absolutely. This is what we like to see here on the daily. It's not guaranteed, right? Price could go the opposite way, right? We could very well reject this area, form a lower high, and then continue down and fill that wick. But most of the time, our probabilities tell us, especially in a bullish trend, that when you get a big liquidity grab and this bullish flip, most of the time this candle gets passed, and then we continue right back up. Looking at the 4-hour. This is what we were also talking about yesterday, too. 1920, holding that solid support, right? Now we have a resistance right here that we just keep rejecting, right? We're failing to break above that area, and then the clean move coming up into here. Again, about 158, 55 pips right there. Once we close above that area, you got clean traffic to continue up. But what I do like is the strong bullish candles close yesterday. Then you get these weak bullish or bearish candles pulling back over here. And now this candle holding support right there, strong bullish candle could continue right back up. Now, again, ADP could take us the opposite way. If we get a big surprise in employment, price could very well tank here and continue right back down. But if we get bad employment, as they're expecting here, right? As they're expecting, this thing's going to continue up and fill that range. But right now, so far, now we'll just adjust this right into here on the 1 hour. That's obviously our resistance. Now this range gets a little bit smaller. But I do like this higher low that was formed. We just keep rejecting this area right there. And then trading within here probably is not worth it. Even if you get that close above. I mean, maybe, but, we've rejected this area pretty hard twice. Actually, 3 times. Right? So what tells us that can't happen right here? And that could be that liquidity grab where we get that good employment data coming out and price just continues right back down from there. kind of like what we had right here. But again, we get bad employment, this thing is going to continue right back up, most likely. 1948. All right, 30 minute. Again, you get to see we just keep rejecting. We're sitting in this range right now. But I think overall on the daily, based on the daily, this could be pulling back into here, holding support, continuing up slowly. And then at this point, we've now passed the high of the previous daily candle again, and we're now breaking our own highs. And now we could continue right back up to retest the high. That makes sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. How you doing, Tiger?
Doing good.
Awesome. Did you see that how that GJ trade played out?
Yeah, I was able to pull in like 10 pips, but then once the Asian session hit, like the spread widened and it stopped me out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's actually go back to GJ real quick. Focus on US 30 in a second. There we go. Nice pullback right here. Let's see a nice resistance be formed. Yeah, I ended up we obviously got this pullback right into Asian, right? But that's why I put my stop loss up here instead of like, because I took it as an impulse entry with that candle creating that top wick, passing low of the previous candle right there. I'm not going to put it right in here because I know we're towards the end of the session and you could get something like this. So that's why I put my stop loss up here, fully knowing that we're in this bearish trend. At that point, the trend line was more so like this, right? Creating those lower highs, lower lows. And we got that. This is the key candle for you that you can recognize. Obviously, you got that bearish candle, but price could very well range a little bit. This was that support that we were marking off for a little bit too. Right there. Right, and I still had that as well, but we ended up closing below that area with a strong bearish candle and giving us that double top, which told me with a clean move to the left over here, this is worth holding through Asian, collecting that swap, and then taking this all the way down to that support. All right, and then, you know, you guys got that same exact opportunity during London this morning. Same exact opportunity. Not only that, but a fake out. Now we're kind of like, you know, don't pay too much attention to trend lines, but right now we are still in this bearish trend. This did create a new high up here, right? It didn't create a lower high like we have over here. We created a new high, but then you got that close right there, which is your key. So I wouldn't really, like I was talking about before, I don't think I would execute anything on this candle right here, trying to grab like any move up here. I would just wait for this candle to close. And it's like, okay, after a close like that, fake out of this level, also close below this level as well, wait for that top wick, and then you could place your stop loss somewhere up here, or even at the same stop loss I had yesterday, right around 165.80. And then you could take this whole move down. Now we're getting that deep pullback, just kind of waiting for ADP, I'm sure. And let's see if we can hold that resistance. And if we can, take this thing all the way down, just like on the 4 hour. 4 hour can push right through that level. All right. So GJ and gold are pretty much gone over. Take a look at the monthly now on US 30. Excuse me. All right. So monthly on US 30 ended up closing. Remember this candle was all over the place pretty much last month, right? Month of January, all over the place, not knowing where we're gonna pretty much end up. Okay, sure, Jill. But we ended up closing a pretty strong bullish candle, holding support at 33,000, right? So we got that close. This candle could be creating that bottom wick, flipping bullish and retesting that high. And what do we know about US 30 about retesting highs? I don't expect some of you guys to know this like right off the bat, but it likes to like just retest that high and then continue down, or just barely do it and then continues down. It did it right over here with that resistance, right? And then it did it a few times on lower time frames as well that I could point out. But, you know, US 30 likes to do that, I've noticed, where it'll like barely retest the candle body highs over here and then continue down. So can that happen with this candle, or are we creating lower highs over here? Whoa, hold on. Right over here, where price is now going to continue down, creating this lower high somewhere in here and continuing down. Let's go back to GJ. I think we're probably crossing back into that range, right? Yeah. So we're getting a heavy pullback. That's okay. What I could see happening here is you guys getting this pullback into here. We hold that resistance in here, and then we continue right back down. So let's see what we get. Let's see if you get some kind of a resistance formed in here. I think a safe sell would be if we get a candle close below this area. Let's say this candle does close up here and we form some kind of a lower high. We get some kind of a candle closing below that area. That way we know that this isn't a complete fake out and we can hold support and then continue up. But if we close below here, we know we're continuing down for the most part. But that candle could also just reject that area. Here's that pullback I was talking about on gold, where like we could very well pull back into this area. Look at that. Starting to push up now. Do not touch gold right now. 20, 30 minutes before ADP. Not worth it. But past the low, you got this candle wick to fill. This candle is about to close. Let's see if it closes above that area. I could very well see this continuing up. But this is that pullback back into the range. So, excuse me, tired. So this is the that retest of the high I was just talking about already on the weekly, right? Where it just barely likes to retest that area. Same thing right here with that wick right over here. Just barely likes to retest and then it rejects pretty hard, right? And also I'm pretty bearish on the US stock market anyway. But again, we ended up getting that resistance formed last week. We ended up closing bullish and bouncing off that area, bouncing off 33,000. Right? Strong bullish candle's creating a bottom wick, starting to flip bullish. You know, where are we going over here? We know that this is all just like a range right now. So it's a little bit more difficult for us to trade, but we know that this is our current resistance. Looking at the daily. Yeah, daily's starting to get real choppy. You could technically keep that like a thick zone as well, but right now we don't have to do that. Looks like we have some kind of a support right in here. We just ended up getting a very strong bullish candle close through this area, creating that higher low and respecting, especially with this wick, how that candle ended up almost flipping bullish, but it closed a really weak bearish candle. And then we held support at that area, you know, after that and created this high. Then we pulled back, respect that whole area, and then we get that bullish close. Right, so can we continue up? If we get really good job numbers, you could see this thing retesting the high again. But if you look, every time we tap into this area, again, strong rejections. Someone say something in the chat. All right, Jamie left. So looking at the 4 hour, now we got to adjust quite a bit, right? 4 hour right now, we held that higher low right there. Right now, most importantly, we just keep rejecting this area, and that's a previous support to the left, right? So what I do like is the fact that we're creating this higher low here, right? And then now we're starting to pull back. I think we did get this rejection of this area so far. Last time we were in that area, hard rejection, retested the high just barely, right? US 30 again on the 4 hour, doing that again, and then rejecting. Now we're retesting that area again, and now we're rejecting again. So you need a high, or you need a close above this resistance. I need water. And once you do, you may get a nice move coming into this area, especially with good unemployment or good employment numbers with ADP. Now, ADP again doesn't necessarily tell you exactly what's going to happen with NFP, but it gives you a good taste. It gives you a good idea. Ugh. Keep you on it today. All right, so you have this resistance over here rejected. Now we rejected that same exact area again, but we are holding some kind of a support right here, right? Are we coming back into this previous resistance and support as well and kind of just ranging in here? Let's see the 30-minute. Yeah, so we could do one of two things. We can hold this resistance and then continue down as we've rejected that area and kind of try to play the same move over here right there. But we shall see, because we are holding the support. I think anything above maybe here, if you measure that range, got about 70, 60 something pips, 80, 90 points you could possibly execute on, but let's go back to the higher time frames. We need to on this one. Yeah, daily over here, right? Previous daily created that bottom or that strong bullish candle push, liquidity grab too. This candle it's barely created that top wick yet. It could be creating that bottom wick and then flipping bullish to continue up over here. Right? It all depends on data coming out. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab some water and then I'll be right back. Let's go back to GJ. Yeah, so let's see if we can hold that resistance potentially. We'll see. I'm gonna erase her here. There you go. All right, 1 second, guys. All right, gentlemen. So right now we're just waiting for that resistance to form. You have 10 minutes left. Look at that. Look at gold rejecting that area right now again. US 30 kind of creating like a lower high here. It's difficult to kind of break down this whole range right there. I would say maybe right there. And you got this support. You can split those in two. But we'll see. Lenny, how you doing, man?
Not too bad.
Awesome. How was your day yesterday?
It's okay. Just busy with work and stuff. But I work today too, about like 11 o'clock. Eastern time, so it's
Oh, what were you doing? Were you on a drive?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Where'd you go?
On our way to London, Ontario.
Oh, wow. Is that a while for you?
It's about a 2.5 hour drive.
Okay. Wow.
And back. Yeah.
Good for you, man. Hustling.
So right now, it's not. It's slow in the winter. Really, really, really slow. So whatever I get, I just take it. Right.
Yeah, 100%. What do you do on these drives? Like, is it music? What's your key to staying up?
Red Bull,
Red Bull?
coffee, and Red Bull.
Okay.
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
Do you
I'm
listen to
used to it. I'm
anything?
used to. Yeah, with the radio, like the radio. They listen to music isn't really a thing, but with the radio, that when they're talking and stuff, I'm on the phone with different people, so they keep me. It's not. It's not. It's not. I'm sleepy or nothing like that. It's in the daytime, so I'm used to driving. I've been driving for so long, so I'm
Okay.
used to it.
This is probably frowned upon by most people, but like I have a driving company up down in Jersey, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm used to driving too. I actually love being on the road, but a big key for me is either like YouTube videos or watching like something. I'm not actually watching it though. Like it's like you have a movie or you got something playing in the background that you're just listening to. I've been able to drive to Florida and back but in like 18 hours, only stopping for gas and
Yeah,
doing that by myself, not switching off or on, just by being able to watch or listen to like some kind of a show or something like that.
I did that drive from I think it was March time from
March,
here to
that's
Florida
probably the
straight.
best. That's the best time to go down there.
I went straight. Like I drove there straight. It was about 24 hours.
Oh yeah, but yeah, from Ontario, definitely.
Yeah. It was a hectic drive though. Like when I got there, I was dead body. Like I was like,
Oh yeah, you just want to pass out, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it without watching anything. I think that's like the ultimate key to long distance driving is being able to listen like a TV show or something like that. What else we got in here? Quentin, you still cooking? It's Chef Boyardee over there.
I'm here. I'm here.
You're here? All right, you want to go over that trade?
Well, you kind of went over it.
Or did I?
Going
So
Yeah.
so what was it? I think you put it in the group Trello, right?
Yeah. I mean, for me, like
Good job.
the idea was in the 1 hour. Like once the 1 hour closed, that was like, yeah, I'm very confident it's gonna go continue down.
Mhm.
But it passed the low right away. That's why I didn't enter at that point. And my ID afterwards was that maybe once on the second 15-minute candle,
Mhm.
once it made a longer wick and then flipped bearish again, that's where I could have entered.
Yeah. I just would have, you would have been more confident in this if with a wider stop. Maybe above this candle.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
grab this whole move, you know that we could get a little choppy over here. But even with a wider stop up here, you're still getting more than 1-to-1 back down to this support.
Yeah. But then I saw on Instagram afterwards, Raquel took it here.
Where was this stop?
Just there.
Wow. His stop was right here?
Yeah.
Oh, above this candle?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I don't do that. That's a little ballsy.
Yeah.
I'd rather have, be able to I on impulse entries, there's a lot of times I'll put it above the previous or even sometimes above the entry candle. But in this situation right here, price could pull back at any point, take you out,
Yeah.
and then continue down. Kind of like what happened yesterday, right over here. I had to manage my risk yesterday, right over there, as the 30-minute passed the high of that candle, but my stop loss was still up here, so I was still okay holding through even that candle passing the high of the bullish candle. I was still okay with this, being that 50 was off anyway, and that price still had all that room that it could continue down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I forgot you didn't take this. I thought you took it or something, but that was
No, I
Shortfield.
didn't.
All good, man. But I like the detail, putting everything in there, and eventually you'll be taking those. You know, just keep studying this. Like on Friday, go back and look this over, and then on Sunday, do it again, and just reaffirm that in your mind, and then obviously continuously review previous trades, and you know, all these setups are going to start sticking with you guys.
Yep.
That's literally the key for you guys. And I know it's tedious, I know, but like 10 a day is not bad. I used to, when I first started doing that, 10 a day used to take me an hour and 15 minutes. Then it became an hour. Then it became 40 minutes, or then it became 50 minutes. Then it became 40 minutes. Now it's 25 minutes. It takes me 25 minutes to get through 10 trades. I know 10 trades doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're actually putting work into it, writing down things, reading your previous thing, you know, if you're actually doing that, then you're going to get a lot out of it, and it's going to take you a while. But, you know, eventually you start timing yourself, just like with everything else, having that sense of urgency. You'll be able to get through a lot more work a lot quicker than other people too.
Yeah, I try to do it during the London session when like I'm not in the trade and nothing is presenting itself. Like I know in this 30-minute candle I'm not gonna take a trade, so I try to review trades at that moment.
There you go. Yeah, that's even like right now during the live streams, what I used to do with Rakil's live stream is I would always be taking notes. Like I'd have my iPad on the right, as far as like if Ted's saying something, Rakil's saying something that I just want to jot down, I'd be doing that. So you guys could do this during this live session. And then I would have two screens. I had my laptop at the time, and then I also had my my desktop at the time, which is right over here, my old one. But what I would do is I'd be back testing on one of those screens while we're doing the live session. So I got two sessions going back and forth. Now again, I know that may sound like a lot to some people, but it's you get used to it.
Yeah,
Put
but
some
I need
pressure on yourself.
I
What's up?
need another screen. I would need another screen.
Okay, you only have one right now?
I have two, but if I want to have the Zoom and be able to eventually trade, I have my stuff. Like I have one screen with the Zoom and the other one I use for like my MetaTrader, my trading view, and
Sure.
everything else.
Can you split the screen as far as like putting the Zoom in one part of the screen and then the you know, MetaTrader in the other part, or trading view or anything like that?
Yeah, I could do so, but I think I want to get the new MacBook Pro because my computer, like when I run Soft4fx, it starts like overheating.
Mm.
So if I have the Zoom plus the MetaTrader for trading plus the Soft4fx, it starts to slow down and it might fuck up some of my execution.
Yeah,
But
100%.
I'm really looking forward to being able to afford the new MacBook Pro that they just released.
uh-huh.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I've seen some reviews, and it would handle everything perfectly, and I could have a third another screen on top of that because this one only handles one additional screen.
Okay. MacBook Pro handles two,
Yeah, two or
along
maybe
with the laptop screen.
yeah, along with the laptop, so three screens.
Okay. What you can do is put a plan together for your trading profits to pay for something like that.
Yeah, that's the plan.
You know, and we could go over that on the Zoom if you'd like. I don't think we've been on the Zoom together in a while,
Yeah, that's true.
so we could put a plan together, something like that.
Yeah,
I'm hopping on with Dylan on Friday, putting a plan together. Right, Dill?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Let's go, baby.
yeah, we could do that next week if you're available sometime. Friday, I take the train this week, and I gotta go see my grandmother I haven't seen in a while in the countryside.
Is she in Dijon mustard?
No, she's it's actually Britain.
It's in Britain.
Yeah, it's in Britain. It's a part of France that's named Britain.
Oh wow.
The same way UK is Great Britain.
Uh-huh.
There's a part of France that's named just Britain.
You know what? I want to find
Yeah,
out.
exactly. someone wrote it down in the chat. So it's like on the left extremity of France.
Okay.
But we are meeting up halfway at the countryside house my parents have.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So she does like halfway to that, and that's halfway for us.
Good stuff. That sounds like
Yeah.
a good weekend.
Yeah, I mean I look forward to seeing her, but also I want to put some work and back test a lot.
Oh, 100%.
Hopefully, because it's harder when you're everybody in like a vacation mode.
Oh, 100%.
It's
You're not
harder to
focused
work.
on that. You know, when you're on
It's
vacation.
what? This is named Jersey?
Yeah, so like I saw the other day that you know, like in the US, like New England, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, that whole area, like the top right part of the US, which is first um inhabited by England and settlers over there that are going there for religious freedoms and stuff like that. That all became New England. Like they called that New England, right? And
Yeah.
then where I'm from, New Jersey, like it's named like New Jersey. So I've been
Oh,
yeah, so I was
after this.
I maybe it's after this, maybe it's somewhere in England. Um is it that's what I wanted to ask some of you guys. Like, is there a Jersey in England?
I didn't even know there was a Jersey in France. Like, I mean,
Maybe
it's an
this is
island.
what it's named after. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's I think it's the one in France here. So we have New
It
Jersey.
might be.
Jersey War Tunnels. Wow. I heard
Well, they have Jersey Zoo. You guys definitely have a Jersey Zoo over there, right?
Jersey Zoo where in Jersey Zoo, yeah. We have I mean in New York you got the Bronx Zoo. That's like a really famous zoo. But yeah. I guess that's what it's named after. New Jersey. Yeah, so like this whole area right here is all New England. I don't know if it'll say it on the map. New Brunswick. I know you guys have a Brunswick in England. There's Nova Scotia.
Prince
Oh,
Edward Island.
yeah, New Brunswick is part of Canada.
Yeah, it's all Canada.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nova Scotia is definitely Canada, but this is Maine. This is what cuts off Maine right here, and then up here you got Montreal, but this is all the U.S. within here. But we have New Hampshire. That's a. I'm sure you guys have a New Hampshire, Hampshire over there, but this is New Jersey, and then York, like Yorktown in. I think this is Dutch, right? One of the Dutch countries. There's a Yorktown or something like that. That's where that's from. But it used to be called New Amsterdam. That's what New York used to be called.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, now you got New York. It's all new shit. We got the new stuff. Damn, look at this water in the Bahamas. So this all of this was all conquered by the English, and then over here also the French too. But down here was all Spain. Spain came down here. Like if you're down here, there's thousands of shipwrecks from like this is basically like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like if you think about that, that's all down here.
Yeah, we
And
have still French Guadeloupe.
French what?
Guadeloupe.
Guadeloupe?
Yeah.
Where is that?
I think I saw that.
How do you call that? It's a little further to the right. Yeah, right down there, close to Puerto Rico.
So this is Cuba right here. Puerto
Next to
Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico's right here.
Guadeloupe,
Yeah,
Martinique.
Guadeloupe. Yeah, right here.
They're French.
Yeah, the French, Spanish, and English pretty much. Yeah, look, British Virgin Islands, like they all owned a lot of this stuff. They all still do. But like the like Spain was like really like basically conquered the world for at least a century, I think it was. But they came over here and basically came through this channel over here and took over Mexico, and that's why there's you have Spanish Mexicans in Mexico, and then the not Puerto Ricans, the Portuguese came over to South America and pretty much conquered Brazil and a lot of these countries over here. Wild. So much shit has happened before we were even thought of. Even before parents, grandparents were all even thought of.
Yeah.
It's in the
GJ ended up closing back in and faking out.
GJ did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So now you have a clean range over here, right? We got news in about, I don't know,
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Yeah, so you got a clean move over here that maybe you could capitalize on the pullback coming into this area, holding a resistance, maybe a lower high, and then continuing down. Or it could pull back above this area and continue back up from there. I don't think that's going to happen, but very well could. But we can also reject this resistance and then continue back down a little bit more and then continue down. But I wanted to see Surge's setup here. Wow, nice, man.
Nice.
So is this all based off of from this computer, this laptop?
Yeah, everything is running from the laptop for now, but I probably need to upgrade it because if you got a lot of stuff, sometimes I get a bit laggy, but at the moment it works.
I like it. You got the magic keys right there.
Yeah, all set up.
Nice. Awesome.
And
So
I
what
need, patience.
Folks, in keeping with the commentary we have from other Europeans.
what are these notes you got? Serge?
That one is from the trading in the zone.
Trading in the zone? Nice. Yeah, I see that. Anything can happen. You don't need to know what is going to happen next in order to make money. Exactly. Right? You just think about probabilities. That's what I always talk about. There is a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. Yep. I don't know how I could read that, but I can. Dylan, you there?
I'm right here.
This is what I'm talking about with your room, right? Just putting these like little quotes that you could put all over your room. If you this goes for all you guys. Like if you guys need to gain momentum or anything, or like you guys have, even more importantly, you guys have trouble keeping momentum, right? You always kind of forget about your goals. You stop writing in your journal. You stop doing all that stuff. Very powerful to do is put a lot of these like post-it notes or these things all over your room, where I was saying to you yesterday, like you almost want to look like a crazy person when someone walks into your room. Everyone's like, holy shit, like what are you doing in here? What do you got going on? It's like, you'll see. Like that's basically like what you want to do to keep that momentum. That's pretty important for you. That's awesome, Serge. Now we just wait. We got 5 minutes left. Can pull this up right now. Man, I do not feel good. I hope I'm not getting sick. I ran yesterday and it's like, I think it was like 20 degrees out yesterday, and I'm 1,800 feet above sea level, right? Like I used to live 20 feet above sea level in Long Branch, and now I live 1,800 feet. So whenever it rains, it snows now, and it's cold as hell. And I was running in that. I haven't run in cold weather like that in a while. So,
Bro, you were also wearing shorts, weren't you?
yes. Yeah. But like that's the other thing about me. I don't get cold easily. But yesterday I was cold, especially wearing shorts. But I was definitely bundled up top.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, no, you're not getting sick. You're not getting sick.
You being sarcastic?
Yeah.
Love it. I hope not. This is you guys ever have airborne?
Yep.
Chugging that right now. I just feel super tired out of nowhere. Also could be because I'm just like really picking it up with fitness and everything. So my body's feeling because I hurt my leg again pretty bad. So now I'm just starting to get back into my routines.
How far is is your gym from your place?
About 20 minutes.
Or
Yeah, it's a hike, but it's nice because we
20 minutes by foot?
what's up?
20 minutes a drive, 20-minute drive, or
Yeah, 20-minute drive.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a hike, but it's nice because like we both work from home and we do everything at home all day, so it's nice to get out and go somewhere else. Go on a nice drive.
Yeah. I've been in the gym every single morning since January 2nd.
Let's go.
Except on Sundays I run.
Yeah, we don't see you in the fitness channel anymore. What's going on?
Yeah. I forget to post.
We got to get like some kind of a competition going. Kind of like push each other to get in there. How could we do that? The easiest way is just talking shit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Quentin was the king of that.
What was that, Sammy?
Quentin was the king of that.
King of what? Talking
Talking
shit.
shit. Yeah.
Quinn talks like quiet shit. It's like a little subtle.
It
You
takes
know,
him time to get in the groove, and then once he's in the groove,
and then he
there's
gets
no
confident.
there's no holding back.
Damn. So Quentin's the kind of guy that talks shit when he's up, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
Once he's beating everyone's ass.
Yeah. Michael Jordan hated those people.
You
like-
never talk shit though, Steph.
I never talk shit.
Yeah.
You
I
haven't
think
been
when
my friends.
I think if you start talking shit, then I think we all will.
I talk like friendly shit. Like I'll like dig like I do it with you guys. Like I'll like dig at you a little bit and just like a playful shit. But like I'll never like you can ask my friends, I'll never start anything other than like that playful stuff. But if someone's like talking shit to me, I'm very competitive. So that's where like I become quiet and I let my play do the talking. Like it's just like, okay, like you want to talk like that? All right, here we go. And then like I'll do everything I can to beat you. Like I was talking to my friends the other day about basketball and my group chat, my one friend's a Celtics fan, my other friend's a Heat fan, and I'm a Knicks fan. And they're talking about their rivalry and how they've been pretty good in the playoffs and all that stuff. And they were saying like, oh, the Knicks won't be in the playoffs. I'm like, to the Heat fan, that's what he was saying. I was like, we have one more. No, you guys have one more win than we do this year right now. Oh, here we go. And he's like, yeah, but oh wow, here we go. E15. So we got a nice little bounce over here. We got that deeper pullback into that range. Let me see the 30-minute. So now what I would be waiting for most likely is a strong 30-minute candle because now we just created a range down here in a bearish trend. Other than, if this candle flips bullish, obviously we're not looking for sells. But if we get a nice, strong bearish candle close, I could see a stop loss above this candle and this thing continuing right back down today. Right? But if that doesn't happen, what's up?
ADP came out way
Oh,
lower
shit.
than expected.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, you're going to see
Yeah,
possibly
106
gold
expected
continuing up here.
106.
Remember what we saw here on gold on the daily here, right? This daily, if we get way less than previous and expected. Wow, 106. Yeah. So gold should continue up here today. We do have FOMC today too, so maybe we're not going to get that big of a move. Typically, we may, if we didn't have FOMC today, but I do see gold continuing up and giving us something similar to what we got right here, right? Almost the same size move. But like I said, you got FOMC, and it really depends on what they're doing today. So again, like I said, today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be back testing for about half an hour, maybe do a session, maybe two if we can. And then we're going to start focusing on FOMC, back testing it together, getting ourselves ready, just going over different ideas, stuff like that. And then maybe we'll trade. Maybe we'll go, we'll go until like 2:45. If we don't see anything, maybe 3 o'clock, we'll see what we get. But that's going to be a whole nother session that we pretty much do today. That's
You
pretty
think
much. What's up?
you think it's gonna be mad today or
Mad today?
yeah?
I think there might be a big surprise when it comes to what they're going to be talking about today, because it looks like they're going to be raising by 25 basis points, and they could very well do so. I don't think they'll raise by 50, but what they can say, the press conference is the main thing, unless this is like a 50 basis point increase. But the press conference is going to be the main thing, because Powell could very well come out and talk about like them being more and more hawkish. So like we really need to get inflation under wraps, and we really need to focus on that. That's what I think is going to happen. Even though we've had some good inflation numbers, it's still going to be like, they're going to be hawkish and really need to tame inflation down. And that's what you're going to see this year. It's just a lot of panic, and a lot of businesses don't like that. If you notice, like businesses don't want tight money. They don't want it harder for them to borrow money to do business. That's where you see GDP go down. Like everything is a lot harder to do when you have high interest rates. Businesses like when there's low interest rates. So you're going to see a tank, like I said, on the on US 30 here over the next couple months. I think I'm bearish overall on US 30 here. Look at this. We're actually tapping off that trend line multiple times here, right? And you're creating these lower highs in this area. I could see this getting filled, coming down over here throughout the year as they continue to increase rates, and then continue right back down. I don't want to be the doomsday guy, but I'm just saying, like, that's typically what's probably going to end up happening. So just gotta
You know what's crazy too?
What's up?
Is that guy who shorted the economy? What is his name? Michael Burry,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
He tweeted last night, just simply tweeted sell.
Yeah. Yeah, he called it. That's who Christian Bale played in Big Short.
Yeah.
I think he sold all of his stock holdings a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's
I
been-
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he's been a big doomsday guy. But what's it called? I can't believe I forgot my train of thought. That'll come to me. Oh, that's right. A lot of you guys, like a lot of us are fairly young, like in our 20s, but we were teenagers when 2008 happened, right? We were like 2008, I was a freshman in high school, right? So like we were all a lot younger at that, and even a lot of you guys like Sammy, Sharjeel, Sydney, a lot of you guys were like Quinn, you guys were like super young when that was happening. So obviously you didn't have the economy to worry about at that time really as a kid. Now you're about to go through your first recession, right? So like this is what I talk about when I say like you got to have a sense of urgency, and clocks are ticking right now. Like time is ticking. You guys have to get yourselves right. You can't afford right now. Like I know it seems easy. We've had 12 super easy years, maybe 13 super easy years, but it's not going to be like that for that long. So you guys got to get yourselves right. You guys got to get your money right. You got to get your focus right. And everything that you guys are doing, you don't have time to really watch TV and lounge around and shit like that. You got to step it up, because you got people depending on you. You got yourself depending on you, right? Like it's not a time to fucking chill out. Like this is just like the calm before the storm. And again, I hate being the pessimistic asshole about it, but like that's what it is. Like it's not going to be pretty. So you guys got to make sure you guys are upping your skill. You're spending your time valuably or wisely on increasing your skill set, back testing, journaling, getting your money right in this, and start actually making money in the markets. I know we focus on skill, and that's what you got to focus on a day-to-day basis, and focus on your actions and your daily musts and all that stuff. But eventually, like, you guys also got to make sure you're making money at a certain point, and you like focus on growing your account, right? How are you doing at the end of every single month, at the end of every single week? How can I withdraw? And don't start big. You got to start small. And Rakil always talks about this. Start off with some small bills, right? How can I pay off my phone bill, which is what, like $95 for you guys, or $100, right? How can I pay that off every single month? Okay, now how can I pay off utilities and my phone bill, right? Which is maybe like $400 or $500 a month, and then eventually your rent, right? And now I'm living off my trading based on my immediate financial things I got to pay for, responsibilities. You know, so just again, focus on the skill. You don't want to rush anything in the market. It's a very contradictory kind of a thing, but you got to find that balance between like actually making money in the market, and then also, you know, increasing your skill set and focusing on that, and focusing on the love of the game, and being really good at what you do, being one of the greatest traders that you could possibly be. How can you reach your 10-year goals in 6 months? Just absolute focus. I was talking to Dylan the other day. I talked to a lot of you guys about this, but you could change your entire life within 90 days to 6 months if you just have deliberate focus on everything that you guys need to do and stay consistent. You don't have to kill yourself every single day, right? Like, especially if like you guys still just struggle getting your daily must done, focus on getting those daily musts done every single day. And I promise you, within the next couple of months, you're going to start seeing the effects of it. Heavily too, depending on how much you do. But again, the extra mile is a lonely road, right? So if you do your daily must and then you do more after that, then you're going to see a lot more compounding effect, and you're going to get a lot better, much quicker. So again, you could change your entire life in 90 days to 6 months. It's not possible, but you will definitely be further along than, yeah, exactly. If you're just lounging around and you know, going hard one day and not hard the next day, then you know you're not going to be consistent. The whole thing is consistency. So if you're going really hard one day, you're going to burn yourself out, and then all of a sudden you're not going to be able to go the rest of the week or something like that. Another thing you guys could take advantage of, especially just starting out as a trader, one thing that I never had was weekends when I was first starting out. I didn't give myself weekends. I had the skill to learn. I had to get much better at trading. You know, I had to get much better at business and learn you know, valuable skill sets, and get better and better and better at it, because I knew people were taking off on the weekends. Now, you know, me being married and stuff like that, and having my skill set pretty set, and having a very good business as well, you know, weekends are affordable now, but I had to pay my dues in the beginning. So just put your foot on the pedal, guys. You guys don't have much time to just lounge around anymore. Like, we're not in a very successful economy. You're seeing so much stagflation, so much, like, you guys see all your monthly bills going up. You see your groceries going up. You see gas going up, right? And there's some forces, you know, in this world that are playing against you. Not to have that victim mentality, but it's more so of like understanding what's going on in the world, and what, you know, they just had their stupid conference the other week, the World Economic Forum. What are they trying to do? They're trying to take you away. Like, they're trying to build up the fear of climate change and all this stuff so much that basically they just want to line their pockets, to be honest with you. This is what I think. But like this is what's happening in the world, and you have forces against what we're trying to do with capitalism. And like the clock is ticking, so I don't mean to scare you guys too much, but sometimes you need it.
The truth, bro. It's the truth.
100%. 100%. But at the end of the day,
Well,
you guys got
only
it.
you can. Yeah, only
Right?
you can change your
100%.
future. To be honest, I
100%.
always
You
say
have full,
that.
yeah, you have full capabilities of controlling your future. Your parents did it, right? Your uncles did
Yeah.
it. Your grandparents did it, and they lived in a much harder time than we do, right? We
Yeah.
sit on a computer and click a button to make money. Your grandparents had to travel. Like for me, my dad's an immigrant. My dad came here for our family to have a better life, and unfortunately, things haven't worked out the way he probably wanted in the because of 2008, but also because of him and his actions and him not taking the proper steps, most likely. You know, you got to take full accountability. It's not just like the market crashing, but again, you guys have full but the reason I was talking about that is because he came to this country. I'm not going to let my last name just basically be a nobody. I'm not going to just like take that opportunity of being a first generation American and throw it away by playing video games all day and not doing shit. I'm growing my name. I'm growing his name. One thing I know a couple of you guys know who Patrick Bet David is, but he has a very similar mindset. His dad came here; he was a refugee. When Iran was basically the Shah was killed and all that stuff, like he was a refugee in Germany for 2 years. Then his family came here. His dad owned a grocery shop, a little dollar store, something like that. And one thing he told him was like, "I will never let anybody forget your last name," and that was his main why. So like you guys can have a similar why because it's bigger than yourself. All right. So 8:30 is about to come around the corner. We were about to get a strong 30-minute candle close like this, right? How can we take advantage of this continuing down? Again, we got that nice impulsive move on GJ. We get this consolidation over here. This candle is probably going to close above that area, but it's going to close a strong bearish 30-minute candle. So as long as we get a healthy top wick, maybe rejecting this area over here, maybe we could take this down to fill that wick and continue this to fill this whole area over here for about 60 pips. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I like that.
Right. Gold over here is just kind of teetering. Like I said, ADP, ISM Manufacturing, George Java, like all these things are very important on a typical Wednesday when they come out. But right now with FOMC, like that's Great Britain's interest rate, right? The Bank of England, the European Central Bank, like them announcing their interest rates today and tomorrow is really what's going to move the market for the week. That's what everyone's waiting for. So you're not seeing that big of a move here on gold or US 30. We're still kind of ranging, right? On a typical Wednesday when ADP comes out, you get a nice little spike. If we go back to, let's just say the last time ADP came out for gold, what ended up happening? We had a big surprise, right? Yeah, 235,000 jobs that were added. That was January 5th. We go back to January 5th on a regular Tuesday or a regular on a regular Wednesday when that comes out. Look at this right here. Look at that move. Nice, beautiful move continuing down over here because that was the main focus of the day. Today, it's FOMC. That's why I was contemplating not even having that morning session right now. But I figured, you know what? Even though we have FOMC to this afternoon, we still have some big economic data events, so maybe we could catch a trade. But I'm not going to be forcing anything. All right, 8:30. All right, so that's a nice close. What I could see happening is maybe even placing a stop loss up there. Let's go back to the higher time frames again. Maybe like a stop loss above the 4-hour over here for this to continue down, just like we got over here. I know I pointed this out before, but a couple of you guys came a little bit later. But look at that. Same exact area of how we rejected 160. Right here, rejected 160, flip bearish, and continued all the way down. especially after a strong bearish 4-hour candle right there too. So looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour is going to be closing in an hour, most likely below the support. It just gets a little tricky in this area. I would just make this thinner right there. Yeah, I kind of want to take this. You see the 15-minute. 15-minute close bearish as well. I could see a stop loss right up here. Yeah, I think I'm wow, why is it not working? Dude, it won't execute a trade for me.
Check auto trading in the top.
I think so.
In the top of MetaTrader, there's auto trading. Sometimes it's disabled.
Yeah, I was trying to do manual entry on MetaTrader,
No,
but
yeah, for a manual entry, you need auto trading to be enabled.
yeah, it's
Up
enabled.
top. Okay.
But I'm
Sometimes
pressing
it-
that sell here. Let me try this. Opening up the window here.
Sometimes it just disables itself and I can't execute.
Yeah, but I wasn't even using magic keys. But the way it's like reacting to this support,
Yeah, it closed above, so
I know.
personally, I'm not gonna take anything.
Yeah. But I was thinking with a stop loss up here, maybe I'm happy it didn't execute.
Yeah. What I thought was like the best thing for me is if it had rejected the downside and closed above resistance, it would have been great. Like liquidity grab and then take the move up.
What you're saying right here?
No, all the way up. I mean,
What do you
like the
like up here?
typical, yeah,
Like a fake
the
out?
typical, yeah, the typical news release where you have like a move in one direction and then it ends up closing in the other way around, and so that becomes just a liquidity grab, and then it closes here, and then boom.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. What I could see happening here, because we did close like that, maybe we come into this area a little bit, hold a resistance, and then continue down.
Yeah.
But either way, my stop loss was going to be up here anyway. Even if we were taking like an impulse entry right there, I need room for price to pull back if it's going to continue down, so that I'm not correct on the move but wrong on the stop loss. Those are killers. Those are the ones that you really want to avoid. But I'm definitely glad that we never executed. I don't know what's going on with the MetaTrader. Where's my phone? Maybe I'll use my phone here.
Gold's pushing down.
You should test it with a 1 cent lot.
What was that? Wow. So apparently Tom Brady is retiring.
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
I don't think he
I
is.
saw that.
He's retiring. Damn. One season before he got divorced. Damn,
Is he
bad,
retiring for good this
I
time?
saw, I
bad
saw the other
timing.
day he has a new girl.
Yeah, that model, right? Swedish model.
Somebody. I just saw a picture. I didn't really read the article.
How old is he?
He's like 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably 23. He's pulling a Leo DiCaprio.
Dude, honestly though.
That's good
If
for him.
not younger. If not younger.
Yeah. Good for him. He could do it. He's got money and talent. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I think we're gonna be holding that resistance right here. Let's see. Gold. Wow, look at that. This is why it's so important to wait for closes above levels. Right? See, you know how many people got trapped on this candle right here? And they're taking their first loss for the day. And now, if they trade the FOMC move today, that they're just going to be making this loss up. Just because they didn't have the discipline to wait for candles to close above. US 30 still ranging over here. US 30 is a little wacky. I don't know. I don't have experience trading FOMC with the US 30, so I don't know if I'm going to do that today. But I do with gold. So gold we'll probably be focusing on today. But if we see a move with the US 30, maybe we can take a look at it, especially if it's a perfect setup. But just got an alert from Bloomberg for some reason, but came from Bloomberg that they're releasing a second part to the new Batman movie.
The one with Pattinson?
Yeah,
Really?
it was actually good. I didn't think he'd
I
be a
know,
good
I
Batman.
watched it. I love Batman.
Dude, they made it like a natural disaster kind of a thing. And I
Yeah.
love those kind of movies, like Day After Tomorrow. What's another good one that's Twister, but like Batman, like helping with that stuff, like that was pretty cool. Like the ending was sick.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a good job.
They
I
probably
just-
made a boatload of money too.
Oh yeah.
All those movies, so
Besides The Rock just had that Black Adam. And I think if tanked, they
Huh.
they didn't sign up for a sequel.
Hmm.
So with gold here, I still think that gold is going to continue up at some point, especially with this liquidity grab. We just may be getting like that pullback right over here, and then with FOMC, we could continue back up. But I mean, in a bullish trend here, I love this candle right here. Right, this tells me that there's a great opportunity that price is going, or a great possibility that price is going to continue up and retest that high. But with that being said, I'm gonna hop off right now just because we're gonna basically have a whole nother session later on. Remember, back testing at 1, we're gonna be done by 1:30, and then we're gonna get right into FOMC and back testing all that and getting ourselves ready, and then we're gonna watch PAL together. All right.
all right. Have a great day, everyone.
You too, guys. Don't force anything this morning. As you can see, it's pretty choppy, right? We think we're gonna get a move, but GJ is still pulling back over here, and everything is really, look at that. We're really ranging right now, right? So just wait for FOMC, wait for later on. Maybe ISM gives you something, but I doubt it. But with that being said, guys, have a great day. This will be up on YouTube, so you guys could go back and rewatch the breakdowns. And I will see you guys at 1 p.m.
Later, bro.
Later,
Yeah.
guys. Great job.